Just making sure I'm on. Okay. Hello, everybody, and I'm excited about this topic. It's something that I should have researched on before a couple days ago, and I want to talk to you about your first interview. Not a job interview. I'm talking about your first interview on a radio, on a podcast, any type of platform where someone's going to be asking you questions about you, about your business, about your story. And I wish I had done a little bit more research on this. I did some, but not enough. So I'm here to share with you some mishaps and mistakes and some things that I wish I would have known. So it doesn't matter if you get 5 minutes or if you get 55 minutes. This is a privilege that somebody asked to interview you. This is an opportunity for you to get your product, for get your story, and to get your message across. One of the first things that you need to do is research. Research the station, research the website, research the interviewer. Watch past episodes. It's helpful, not as far as knowing what they're going to ask you, because everybody's different, but it gets you an idea on how they kind of run things. It gives you, and it actually makes you a little bit more comfortable, and it makes you feel like you know them just a little bit more. The second thing is to send them your bio and a cover photo. They might not think of advertising it unless you send it. Make it short bio, 250 words or less. Make it a great cover photo, not a vacation. And also, yeah, I think that's about it on that one. Just send them your bio. If they don't use your bio, if they just introduce yourself and say thank you for being here, you can actually say your own bio. You can give your own credibility. Your third thing is to make a plan. Have a message, message set aside. Have some bulletin points in your mind. If it's video, of course, you don't want to show your notes, but have your bullet points, have your message memorized. If you have a new product, bring a product. Offer one to your host, to your interviewer as a gift. If you have a book and it's video, bring your book. You may be able to show the cover of it. And of course, offer it to your interviewer as a gift. One thing that I didn't do, which is number 4, is have a closing prepared. They may ask you for some tips or advice, or they might ask you, is there anything else you'd like to say? Have something prepared. Have a great statement that you would like to say. Make it your boom. This is the last thing that people are going to hear about you, from you. Number 5, practice, but not too much. And I think you mean practice a little bit. That way you don't get those ums and those so's. Know your product if you're bringing a product. And of course, number 6 is be comfortable. Be you. That's why they asked you anyways, right? If you're doing an interview at home, make sure the kids aren't in the background going. Make sure you have enough lighting set aside. A good table lamp without the shade works perfect. Also, make sure you've used the restroom. If you're a coffee drinker, drink lots of water. Maybe you might want to not drink so much coffee or water before the interview, because you do not want to ask for a break. Also, number 7, smile while speaking. Even if it's audio, that smile comes out through your voice. Number 8 is use the interviewer's name back. Call them by name. This is a personal conversation that's being recorded. So you want to know that, give them the respect. They know your name. And number 9, if you stumble, keep going. So usually nobody will notice. And if it can be edited, it may be edited out. But either way, it's okay. It's not a big thing. And number 10, stick to your message and stick to your plan. That's important. You don't want to start babbling and taking over the interview. You are a guest on the show, so you might make sure you want your host and your interviewer to be able to ask the appropriate questions that they may have prepared. And if you have a product, don't oversell. Of course, unless it's an infomercial. So with that all being said and done, there's a couple things that you can do after the interview. You can ask for a copy. You can ask for a testimonial, or you could even offer them a testimonial. Learn from your experience. Watch the video. Did you speak too fast? Or did you speak too slow? Did you say a lot? But don't be too critical. You did a great job. And lastly, stay in touch with your host, stay in touch with the interviewer, stay in touch with the person who may have recommended you. Send an email thanking them. Who knows? You just might be invited back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ATS Week, brought to you by the ATS JR Companies. My name is Tempest. I am one of the CEOs of this amazing company, and I just want to say either welcome if this is your first video or one of your first videos you're catching for ATS Week, or if you have been watching us all this time, thank you for allowing us to be who we are and allowing us to pour into who you are. As you can see, I'm back driving. It's just easier to do this while driving because this seems to be where a lot of my thoughts come from. And as I'm driving today, a thought popped up in my head about how we as a society, we as human beings, how ungrateful we really are, especially when it comes to people in our lives who want nothing but the best from us. I find it funny, but not in a ha-ha way. I find it ironic that we tend to only acknowledge people either on their birthday, depending on our relationship with them, on Valentine's Day, sometimes on Christmas, but we mostly appreciate people when they're dead, when we're speaking about them at their funeral, or when we first hear the news that they have died, we start reminiscing on how great of a person that they are, how wonderful that they are, and we speak over them at their funeral. We talk, we cry, we say how great of a friend someone was to us, how great of a husband or a wife they were to us, how great of a parent or a friend or a child or co-worker or whatever. But do you ever think to acknowledge people and to thank them and to show appreciation for them while they are living? There is a phrase that says, give me my flowers while I'm yet living. But do we actually do that? Do we make a conscious effort to see someone who's in our lives who doesn't have to be there, who pours into us, who pushes us to be greater, who advises us, who coaches us, who loves us? Do we ever pause while they are awake just to say thank you? And if we do say thank you, is the thank you sincere? Like, do you really mean it? Or is it a reflex, such as when someone sneezes, you say bless you? Some people automatically say thank you. Is it automatic? Is it a reflex? Or do you really mean it? And I think a lot of us, myself included, take advantage of the amazing people in our lives. And yet, when someone else who isn't doing great things for us, who isn't causing us to grow, who isn't making sure that we want for nothing, someone who's taking time out of their day their lives, to mentor us, to pour into us, we tend to say thank you to them real quick. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Look at all that you have done for me. But the people who are doing it every single day, we take advantage of them. And why is that? Why do we take advantage of the people who we shouldn't take advantage of, and then praise the people who deserve praise, but maybe not as much as those who have been in our lives? I know personally that there are about 2 or 3 people in my life who I kind of sort of appreciate, or I only think about really truly appreciating them when I've done something wrong to them, or when they're hurting, or when they're going through something. Oh, I just want to tell you how great you are, or oh, I just want to tell you how proud I am, how proud of you I am. But why don't we just do that every single day? It costs nothing to say thank you. It costs nothing to feel that gratitude and express it towards someone, yet we're selfish with it. Yet we wait until they're on a deathbed to pour out our love to them. We wait until it's almost too late to express how much they have changed our lives, and yet they walk around every day. They're saved in our phones. They are all over our social media platforms. We know where they live. We know when their birthdays are. We know when their anniversaries are. We know when they get a promotion at work. We know when they have started a new business. We know when they get married or when they are having kids. And yet we only acknowledge them when we feel like it. But on the flip side, those people who are pouring into us, those people who are pushing us to our greatness, they tell us thank you every single chance they get. They tell us how awesome we are every single chance we get. And it kind of hurts me to know that I am one of those people who don't appreciate. So I highly recommend, I have mentioned this book probably in every single video I've done, but I highly recommend everyone going to Amazon or wherever you buy your books and grabbing a book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. And if you're unfamiliar with this book, it takes you on a 28-day journey. And I say a journey because some people may call it a devotional, but I choose to call it a journey because it's not easy. Every day for 28 days, Rhonda Byrne teaches us how to be grateful, and not just saying it, not just saying I'm grateful, I'm thankful, thank you, yada yada yada. No, she makes you sit down and really think about it. She makes you focus on areas in your life that you're probably not recognizing you lack gratitude in. You do know, or someone told me that if you lack gratitude, I can tell you probably the amount of money that you have in your account. A lot of us are lacking money. We lack happiness. We lack joy. We lack peace because we are ungrateful for what we have in those areas. How many of us have a bank account right now, and because it's not the amount that we want, we don't say I'm grateful for what I do have? How many of us have houses that keep a roof over our heads, but because it's not the house that I feel like I should have right now, or it's not a house that looks like what I really want my house to look like, or my friend or my cousin or whomever has a better house than me, I don't appreciate the house that I'm in. How many of us do that? But what would happen if your bank account suddenly went to zero, or suddenly went into the negative? Or what would happen if a natural disaster such as a hurricane or a tornado came through your town and hit your house, and suddenly you're crying and upset because you no longer had a home, but you never showed your home the gratitude that it rightfully deserved? When was the last time that you were grateful for your health, whatever state your health is in? Maybe you don't have the best of health. Maybe, and I get that, maybe you have heart problems, or maybe you have diabetes, or maybe you suffer with all sorts of diseases, and I respect that. But are you grateful for the health that you do have? Because no matter how bad it may seem, no matter how hard your life may seem, someone always has it worse. And someone is always hoping and praying that they can just get in your situation so they can make it out of theirs. And yet we take that for granted. We take our jobs for granted. We complain about our jobs on Monday, but are grateful for the paycheck that hits our account on Fridays. We complain about our jobs, but we never say thank you for allowing me to have a job. Do you know how many people in this country, in this year, have lost their job and have been looking for employment and don't have it? And yet here you are with a job, with benefits, maybe not great benefits, but you have it, with a direct deposit every other Friday or however you get paid. You are ungrateful, yet someone is at home crying, begging, pleading for somebody to hire them at some point, even if it's at McDonald's. How many of us have cars that we don't take care of and we don't appreciate? But the moment that it starts giving us problems, we complain about it. But were you grateful for the car before it had problems? Were you grateful that it got you from point A to point B? Are you grateful for your family? A lot of us want our families to look like a certain thing, but we're not grateful that we even have a family. I know people who want kids and want to get married, but physical challenges stop them from having kids. They would love to be in your shoes. People complain about their kids being bad and hard to deal with, and I get it and I respect it. But there are women out there and there are couples out there longing to have children and they cannot. And here you are with your kids and you won't say thank you to whatever or whomever. Thank you for allowing me to have kids. Thank you for allowing me to go through childbirth and come out alive. Thank you for allowing me and my baby to go through childbirth and we're both alive. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's a struggle to take care of a family. Maybe it's hard to go to work every day and then come home and be a mom and be a wife. But I'm thankful for it. Maybe it's hard for me as a man to be a man in this society, to be a man and hold down a job and to hold down my wife and to hold down my kids and still try to survive in this world. But are you grateful for your life? So many of us wake up every single morning and we never say, I'm grateful for my life. Do you know how many people have died today? Do you know how many people went to bed last night with a list of planner full of things that they needed to do today, but they didn't wake up, or they didn't wake up with the ability to see or to smell or to hear or to touch or to taste? Some people can't walk and they are more grateful for their life than the people with legs. Learn to be grateful. That is one of the hardest lessons we as humans have to learn, because we are so selfish and we take so much for granted. But in a blink of an eye, things can be taken away from us. In a blink of an eye, our lives can end. In a blink of an eye, something can happen to us to where our whole world will be turned upside down. So start learning to be grateful today. And don't just say thank you. Really feel that in your soul. Feel that in your heart. Vibrate at a frequency that exudes gratitude. Because the more you're grateful for things, the more you're grateful for your life, the more the universe will respond to you and give more unto you. You want more money? Be grateful for what you have. Maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you have $1 to your name. I am so happy and grateful for this $1. And really mean it. And really, truly say it out loud. So when the universe hears you being grateful for what you have, the universe has no choice but to respond. So if gratitude is a thing that you are struggling with, a lack of gratitude is something that you don't even consider, start considering it. If your life is not going the way that you want it to go, check your gratitude. If your job isn't going the way that you want it to go, check your gratitude for your job. If your kids aren't acting the way that you want it, if your money isn't acting the way you want it, if your health isn't acting the way that you want it, check your gratitude in those areas and be better. You deserve a great life. I ending all of my videos with this. You deserve a great life. You deserve abundance, but you can't get there being ungrateful for what you have right now. You deserve more. The universe deserves more from you and of you, and you're wasting your life because you choose not to be grateful. And that's not a life that any of us deserve to live. My name is Tempest Smith. I am actually grateful for each of you for watching. I'm grateful that you have paused, you're scrolling on your timeline, or you have found your way to these videos, because you don't have to. And I recognize that. I could be talking to myself and no one hearing my voice, but I'm grateful for whomever is watching, because it's for you. Learn to be grateful and live the best life that you deserve. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.
Did you hear about ATS week?
I did.
It's gonna be on
Is it
stage.
for real?
It's gonna be on stage.
24/7?
24/7.
No way.
Yes.
No.
You know, like Shark Week is a big deal.
Oh, okay. I
Shark
get
Week's a
it
big
now.
deal.
It took me a minute. Blonde hair.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
so,
okay.
So who is who? Who's it gonna be from ATS?
Woo. Well, okay, ATS, Antonio T. Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Not just him, though.
Who?
Not just him. You got Tempest Smith. You got Deanna Mitchell. You got Brian Johnson.
Are you
Brian
gonna be
A.
on it?
Johnson.
Are you?
I think I am too.
Okay.
Aren't you?
So yes, I am.
Yes.
I am.
And then we got Shannon Clark. Yes.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon Clark.
Shannon
okay.
Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these people
Did you
are
say
too.
Deanna?
I said Deanna.
Okay,
We'll
you said
say
Deanna.
it again. Deanna.
Rainbows.
Yes.
She's
Rainbows.
gonna shoot
Caravan.
rainbows
Yes.
through
Yes.
your screen,
Yes.
everybody.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Yes.
24 hours a day, 7 days.
24. That's it.
You know
July
what?
16th
I bet
to the
you
23rd.
we were.
And welcome. Today we're talking about relaxing and releasing. Yes, relaxing and releasing. Have you ever told yourself, I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life? Are you sick and tired of not getting the things you want out of life? And are you ready to win in life? If you have answered, are you ready to win in life? If you have answered yes to at least one of these questions, it is time for you to relax and to release. Let's start with the relaxing part, because that is most important. When you need to relax, that means you're stressed and your mind isn't focused. So here are some things that you can do to relax your mind. First, stop what you're doing, take a step back from what you're doing, or if need be, walk away from what it is that you're doing. Another thing you can do is change your scenery. If you can, get up, go outside, take a walk. Change your scenery. Look around, look at the sky, look at the trees, look at the scenery. If you're close to a park, go there. Look at people playing with their dogs, look at kids playing around. But change your scenery. Another thing you can do is listen to music that relax you. Now, not the head banging stuff, not that kind of stuff. Music that will relax your mind and allow you to let your mind go. Another thing you can do is breathe deeply. That does work if you actually concentrate, take deep breaths. It will actually allow your mind to just let go. Finally, doodling or drawing also helps you to let your mind go, because you're not thinking about anything else except what you're doing with the paper, pen, pencil, whatever it is that you do. I've seen it done all the time. In order to help people relax, they just draw, they doodle anything. But it does help you to let your mind go. So the first thing you want to do is to relax your mind, to be at peace. Secondly, you must release. You keep telling yourself, I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life. I'm supposed to be doing this and I'm supposed to be doing that. It could be that you need to learn to release those things that are holding you back and not serving you. Maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life because I procrastinate too much. Maybe it's because I'm kind of lazy. and won't do the things that I need to do in order to be where I want to be in life. I could have ankle problems. I could have relationship problems. Whatever those things are that do not serve you and hold you back, you must release them. It could be that you need to learn to release people who are holding you back and not serving you. Maybe you know that you're in a relationship that does not serve you. Maybe you have family members that are holding you back and you know this and they're not serving you. Yes, sometimes you must learn to release family. I love one of my friends. Her name is Portia Wilkins, and she says you must learn to give people the gift of goodbye and to love them from afar. I love you, but I need you to be over there. These people do not serve you and they hold you back from the things in life that you desire. My thought process is, if you keep holding on to things that do not serve you and people that do not serve you, you only have two hands. So if I'm holding two things with my two hands, I have no hands to grab on to prosperity. I must release these things in order to grab on and grab a hold to prosperity. Determine whether or not you need to release you, because sometimes the enemy is the inner me. You must learn how to release you if it is you that's holding you back. Great woman, speaker, trainer, coach by the name of Lisa Nichols says, the reason we won't become who we are is because we're too attached to who we've been. We get used to who we are. That's just the way I am. Okay, great. Well, if that's working out for you, great. But if it's not, you may want to release just the way you are. You must be willing to grow and go at the risk of others. If I know I'm at point A, but I want to get to point C, and there are some things and people that I need to release, and I really want to get to point C, well, I need to release those things and those people, regardless of what you think, regardless of if you approve or not. In order for me to get $3 million by the end of this year, I got to release some things. And I can't depend on whether or not you approve of my methods of going to get this $3 million. You must be willing to grow and go at the risk of others' approval. You must be willing to release things and people who hold you back and do not serve you. I love Zen stories because they make a whole lot of sense to me. And this Zen story is about letting go. There were two traveling monks traveling to another town, and when they got to this town, there was a young maiden there. Now this is back in the day. So they were carrying her on a chair. So imagine 4 gentlemen, 2 in the back and 2 in the front. She's sitting in a chair at the top, and they're carrying her. It was pouring down raining, and she was about to get down, but there was a big puddle. And if she would have gotten down, her silk robe would have gotten dirty, so she couldn't cross to the other side. And she was scolding the people that was with her because they were carrying packages and things for her bags and everything for her. But she was scolding them because she couldn't get across this big, huge puddle. Well, the 2 monks saw it. The younger monk saw what was going on, said nothing, and walked past. The older monk stopped, grabbed the young maiden, put her on his back, walked across the puddle, and then put her down on the other side. She gave him no thanks. She just shoved him and moved on. As the 2 monks kept traveling, the younger monk was hot. I mean, he was upset, and he was boiling and brewing. And after about an hour of traveling, he couldn't take it anymore, and he just said to the older monk, "Why did you help that lady? She was mean, she was rude, and then she didn't even say thank you when you helped her across the puddle." The older monk looked at the younger monk and said, "I let that lady down 2 hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" You must be able to release things and people who no longer serve you and who are holding you back. I will see you at the top and not from the top.